Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. How are we all doing? The weekend is finally upon us once again. We'll give a little few moments here, let a couple of people filter in. We've started a little bit early today, so people might not be quite ready, but we are back once again. It is our time. It is our task. We've upgraded a lot of these units now, and we've got some serious firepower behind these orcs, so I'm really excited to see what's going to happen. I believe we upgraded the shooters last time, so yeah, there should be an ungodly amount of Dakar on the field here. Hey Ed, hey Fig Jam, hey Atariel, hey Mitz. How's everyone doing? No, I knew it started it. But yeah, like I said, we'll just wait a few minutes, let a couple more people filter in. We did start a little bit early, so... But I'm really interested to see what happens to these rats. I've got a feeling that they're going to get mown down pretty damn quickly here. Oh, actually, one thing I haven't done is got the pole ready. That'd help, wouldn't it? So like I said, we upgraded shooters at the end last time, so that means we're going to have choppers, storm boys, and meganobs on the upgrade list this time. Hey, Bearclaw! Freezing on what I call a nice summer's day. Yeah, you're probably right there. Let's go ahead then and kick this off and see what starts happening here. The Rat Horde. Are we finally going to defeat them here today? I've got a good feeling that by the end of this stream, we're going to have most of this Rat Horde dead. Oh, also, but there's going to be more polls appearing on the channel in the community tab. Be a good idea for you guys to vote on them, because what they're going to be is preludes to videos, basically. So the next video that I'm probably going to be making is the 200 snipers versus 200 corn bloodletters. But I want to get people's votes in first to see what they'd actually think is going to win, and then we can run the test and see if you guys in the community were correct, or if the game had other ideas here. I think that would be quite a fun little thing to start doing. Oh my god, yeah, I forgot we had warp-touched choppers here. Look at them go. Oh my god. Yeah, the warp-touched choppers. That's what I'm going to call them. Hey, Dave. You didn't fall asleep in your chair. Oh yeah, you don't want to be doing that. That's one way to end up with neck cramp. But look at the Dakar that's raining down now. That's absolutely brilliant. The rats are just getting annihilated before they even get to that front line. Look at the entire air now. It's just full of firepower raining down on them. Now, the weird thing is for the rats as well, look, as they come down this part, not a single one of them Orky Dakar bullets is missing. You can see all the splashes of blood that are being created here. Oh, I'm sorry, mates. Yeah, it's going to catch a few people off guard, I think, starting early. Still not enough Dakar, can never be enough Dakar. I mean, I don't know. We're starting to blot out the sun here and create our own. I'm sorry, Gordo. I mean, look, just look how far these orcs are now starting to push out. There's not even flanking rats anymore. There is no flank. There's just a charge of lads moving forward. An army of gardeners. They have certainly all got green thumbs. You're not wrong there. I mean, some of the boys are so exhausted from that constant chopping action, they're just taking a little break. Oh my god, look at him go. The fact that a chopper can take on that many rats before being overwhelmed is just a little bit ridiculous. Oh, it just looks like he's doing some mega headbanging. I absolutely love that. The blessing of the warp has been bestowed upon our boys, and they are taking it to the rattling kind here. Oh, I've joined the Indominus Discord as well. Oh God, look at all the Dakka. The Dakka's actually pushed down here now. Oh yeah, that's what happened last time, didn't they? Yeah, because they all got pinned up against the wall. I remember now. But yeah, I've actually joined the Indominus Mod Discord, and they've got loads of previews of like units and stuff that they're going to be bringing. And oh my God, the Krieg are going to be added. They're going to be adding the Death Corps of Krieg, so I may be trying to figure out a way pretty soon to get Gates of Hell back into the live stream rotation. Figure out some sort of points way that we can count things. I don't know. But yeah, I'd really like to be able to do some Gates of Hell streams. But yeah, I'd like to try and keep it interactive. The only problem is it's quite hard to do that with the Gates of Hell stuff. Because there's no like real kill counters or anything like that. Unless I don't know actually, I might have to figure out some way to build a custom script that can count how many units have been killed. I don't even know if that's possible in the game, but maybe if we do something like that, we can guesstimate. So I think we only did it once before where we had that defense, and I quite enjoyed doing that. That was a lot of fun. It was a very long time ago, but my God, this Dakka, man. How are these rats ever going to get close? Look at this. It's an utter obliteration on the front lines. Yeah, look, we're really starting to fill in these little goo lakes in the center as well now. Just look at this from the rat point of view. This is just nuts. The Orks look like they're listening to Sabaton. Now, amazingly, we've still got some melee troops left back here. I don't know how, but the Dakka is pretty much holding its own. Ooh, actually, let me just get rid of this for now. We'll bring it back after, so we can see what's happening. There we go. But yeah, it looks like this is where they start to get a little bit overwhelmed here. They've pushed right up forward, and now the sheer weight of numbers is starting to take an effect here. The rats are able to spread back out into that flank formation, and that's where they're exactly where they're starting to push now. They've still got plenty of reinforcements coming in at the moment. Though, like I said, I think the last time we got over halfway through their army, so we've been doing damn good these last couple of rounds. They're definitely starting to pile up in these areas. So, can anyone remember what attack speed we had these Orc shooters at? Wasn't it like in the 30s now? Or 20s? I can't remember. It's certainly very fast. I kind of want to take over one and just have a little shoot at the Dakka. Yeah, look, none of these guys are shooting over here, so it won't matter if I take control of one of these. Let me just have a little... Oh my God. Okay, just doing that got 2 kills apparently, so... Yeah, that's very fast. That's insanely fast. Oh my God. Just by doing that, I got like 6 kills. Okay, so we got the rat wargs coming in. Not rat wargs, sorry. They're like rat dogs. I always forget the name of these damn things. Rat warg will do. Again, though, these Orks still managing to hold their own. How are these rats not overwhelmed them yet? We're starting to get the Plague Monks in here as well as the heavy, spike tails. Have we? Yeah, the spike tails are in amongst this group now, which are some of the hardest units on the field here. So if the spike tails can't get through this, there's going to be a real problem here. Thank you's really starting to build up in that area. I'm loving that as well. 520,000 rattlings left. The Dakka's starting to get overwhelmed on this side too. You can see them being pushed back. It's these heavily armoured rats though that are coming in. That's what's causing the panic at the moment. I think we last upgraded the shooters there. So for the next round you should be able to upgrade the choppers, storm boys and mega knobs. No worries. I'm actually starting to get a little bit worried for the rats here, to be honest. Like, they really are starting to struggle to push into these zones in this late game. I fear another couple of upgrades on the shooters and that's it, it'll be GG. Hey, Neil. God, I love the look of the SKAVEN though. The hordes look so cool. And I think it's just because subconsciously when you're used to seeing like hordes of rats, but I don't know, there's something really satisfying about watching these herds just come in. And I think it's because they're smaller than the average unit, so you get to see quite clearly what they're attacking. And I think that's a nice little dynamic that gets added into the battle as well. When there's a smaller enemy here, you can still see the defenders quite clearly. Clearly, even. Not cleanly. We've polished them all. They're all nice and clean. One where we play as the SKAVEN. That's interesting, actually. I've never even thought of playing as the SKAVEN. Let's go have a look how deep this blood is, though. At Mitzi's request. That's not too deep there. Have we got any... We've got a decent pool over this side, but I fear it might have been filled in with bodies a little bit. Yeah, it's been filled in with the corpse of the enemy, unfortunately. Jesus, man, look at this point-blank death. Oh, that is horrific. So it looks like they're only able to get up on the flank at the moment. How are we doing on this side, chaps? 800k, yep, that's 80 upgrades. Like I said, I've got a feeling it might be a little bit of a shorter stream today. Oh my god, I think another upgrade on these Orks and that's GG. Who knows, even maybe these next set of upgrades might be GG, looking at this. 370,000 left, coming down to the last 1,000 Orks, who are still absolutely nailing that kill counter, by the way. But again, that sheer level of Dakka, it's holding back the rat swarm. How are we doing on this side? Let's have a quick look. Okay, yeah, so definitely getting overrun now. And the attack in the rear, that should be the GG there. The coup de grace. Right, let's quickly bring this back up so you guys can start thinking about what you want. That one. There we go. Jesus, man. Thank you, Neil. Here's a flashbang pinky to throw. Oops, sorry. Forgot to pull the pen. Yeah, that's nice. Just hit me in the face with a flashbang. I reckon that'd come quite keen, actually, just getting hit with the flashbang itself. Not it exploding, just... It's like probably getting hit with a Pepsi can or something. Not a sponsor. Oh, I'd love to be sponsored by Pepsi or Cola money. I'd be able to buy a second house if I had Pepsi or Cola money. Jesus. Right then. So, as we're coming down to it, Jesus, man. Yeah, thank you for that, Evil Smiles. Coming in with the $2. It says that's not a flashbang, this is a flashbang. They're both flashbangs, it's just varying degree of flashbang, isn't it, really? Let's face it. Right then. There's your poll. I'll start letting you vote now. Oh, and Ed. Jesus, man. These are so bright. Ed coming in there with the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Ed. That's so kind of you, as always. Congratulations, Wittenpens. Congratulations, Martin. Congratulations, Chris. Congratulations, Pennyfield. Congratulations, Jonathan. Hey, Mr. Sick. Thank you, Ed. Very much appreciated. Also, thank you, Mr. Evil Smiles. It's also appreciated. Despite the searing retina pain. Neophyte viewers. Like I said, I need to do some more of them live ones. What you call them? Where they're nothing about games and the home life. I forgot what you call that kind of content. Not behind the scenes, because it's not how I'm doing stuff. It's not ARG, because you're not just listening to it. Not ASMR even, not ARG. What's it called? Slice of life. Vlog. That's the word I was looking for, vlog. Oh, it's not a vlog. It's a very shitty small vlog. But yeah, slice of life, vlog kind of thing. $573 gifted. That is a lot of love you've been sharing, Ed. On behalf of everyone, thank you. Man, these guys are refusing to die, you know. We've been down, like, to 1,000 for ages now, and they're just like, nope, we ain't gonna die. Is this other side completely wiped out now? Yeah, the other side's completely gone. So it is just these guys over here that we're trying to kill off. And they're just completely refusing to die at all. I tend to normally flog myself in private. Well, I wouldn't say private. Standing in the middle of the motorway median, butt naked in a cardboard box. It's not exactly private. But you know, the locals just accept it now. Will these orcs have been at 700 for ages now. They're just not dying. They're just not dying. This might actually end up being GG here. I'm not even joking. I'll go blind. It's never stopped me before. Well, if we do win this right here, right now, I'm not actually sure what to do, because I haven't got another one set up yet. Come on, they're down to 600 now, against 230,000. Either way, I think it will be over next round now, because we're up to 96 upgrades, which is just ridiculous, quite frankly. And looking at how the enemy have just disintegrated against the Orky Daka here, the Orcs might actually end up drowning themselves before the rats kill them here. Yeah, I suppose we could set up a a little battle or skirmish or something. We could try out something if we defeat this. Or we could try and invent something completely new. I don't know. I actually do think, though, that we are just going to be looking at 600 Orks now. Blast the ever-living crap out of the SKAVEN, because the problem that the SKAVEN have got at the moment is they're not pathing enough units around the outside, around the outside, around the outside, which means they're only filtering in at a certain rate, so someone's got to give the parents or the kids, and it won't be the kids. Multi-race melee battle royale. We'll figure something out. I feel like I put the poll up a little bit too early now. Oh, hello, hello. Don't mind if I do, ladies and gentlemen. Little Timmy can get out the rubber dinghy for the entire family. Like I said, we'll figure something out, guys. We've got to defeat this wave first. I mean, we're down to 185,000 now against 400 here. It's getting a little bit silly, isn't it, this? 3K shooters who killed 700,000 SKAVEN. Reality. They just believe, guys, that's all. They just believe. Look at this body pile that we've actually made along this wall here now. That's kind of insane. Oh, I know what we can do. We can, whatever we do, we could test it out on the new map. Change it over to a chaos faction. It's a possibility. Or we could just take our horde here that we have already created and the SKAVEN horde and put them against in new setups to see how they handle it. I'd like to test them out, these guys out on the steps map. I don't know if any of you have seen that, the new video. That's the 8-kilometer battle line map, where we've got them staged wall defenses. I'd like to see this Ork Daka set up on them and see what happens. Hey, Wookie. God, they're coming down to 150,000 now. You like that map? It's huge. Yeah, it's an 8-kilometer by 8-kilometer map. It's absolutely gigantic. It's got no features on it yet, but what I'm going to be doing is building loads of them little fortresses all over it that are just easy access. So what you'll end up with is a relatively flat map, but with lots of channels and tunnels and little pathways over it. I want a map that where you could... At the start, it feels really choked and tight. But I don't want the walls to be so high that it takes forever for bodies to build up. So I want the bodies to build up quite quickly on the map so that it creates these new pathways pretty quickly. And I think it does that pretty well. So that's the theme of the map that I'm going to be sticking with, which is ultimately why I'm not too bothered about units being able to glitch up the side of areas, because, yeah, it just helps along the process, really. But yeah, I don't know whether to make multiple wall layers either. because I think that might just break up the map a little bit too much and slow things down. But I definitely want some more ziggurat-style structures. Oh yeah, Tariel. The problem is, as you've might have seen from the map-making live streams, it just takes for damn ever to actually build anything in it. I can see why it took the developers of the game years to build some of them maps that they've made. The attention to detail they go to is well beyond anything I've ever bothered with. So yeah, understandable, but it looks like we are going to get a second round here, ladies and gentlemen. No worries, Mike. Have a fantastic evening. "106 upgrades." Yeah, I think that's pretty much that there now. We'll call that one. So, yeah, it looks like we're going to be going for the choppers here. Oh my god. So there's plus 25 troops, plus attack damage, attack speed, and movement speed. Now, before I click start this poll, I've noticed that a few of you have mentioned about the speed upgrade. The maximum speed in the game is 15. So, out of your if you're voting speed, out of your 106 upgrades, only 15 of them will be spent. Right? Because that is just the max speed. I can set it to 106, but it'll default back to 15. So I want you to know that before I set the poll going. Move speed's a good one to get early on. It's a little bit of a waste late game, unfortunately. Right, let's quickly get back to the main menu, and I'll bring up the... Yeah, guys, give me a sec. I'll bring up the stats. Right. Alright, yeah, let's get this. Go on here. Choppers. There we go. The stats for the choppers. Let's just turn off the Guardsman Vox for a second here, so you can see all the stats. So yeah, attack speed multiplier of times 16. God, that's pretty ridiculous. That does make them damn fast, actually. Attacking. Right. What are we thinking then? Was that plus troops? I think it was plus troops. So that's 106 times 25. 2,650. So we'll add on 2,650 troops there then. $650. Right, one thing we need to check though. I might have to just bring these No, actually, if it's added them on, it's added them to the back. Never mind, ignore me. That should be all good, but 2 seconds here, because this, to me, sounds really quiet. The game keeps defaulting their flipping sound effects here, and it's really annoying. Right, there we go. Right. Yeah, this might be GG here. If it's not GG here, I'd be very surprised. Let's put it that way. With the addition of all them extra melees, yeah. Oh, and don't forget, you can get your very own Bring the Dakar hoodies available now in the Chaotic Pinky store. Ah, but with that being said, let's go purchase us some SKAVEN corpses.
What? Yes, Swapstone, very good, nice. Move forward, we shall.
I don't know why, but for some reason, I always imagine Macaulay Culkin as one of the SKAVEN. I don't know why I've got that association in my head, but Macaulay Culkin and SKAVEN sort of go hand to hand. I'm not. He doesn't even look like a rat, but I don't know why. Yoda SKAVEN. But no, I could always just imagine him like as a leader of one of the SKAVEN armies.
Yes, we have many heroin.
He starred in Warpstone Home Alone. Oh, Ed, that's a bit harsh. He could play Splinter in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles without makeup. To be fair, I think I'd do a pretty good impression of one of the Turtles without makeup. Right then, let's see if this extra melee presence helps us out here then. Because they're certainly going to be able to hold these flanks a little bit better now, with an extra 2,000 troops. 2,650 troops, should I say. And the thing is, each one of them is super overpowered now as well. God, how far are these orcs going to push out here? Okay, so the melee line got overwhelmed here. These guys are still pushing it. It looks like when they get out of the cover of the Dakar, the melee line really starts to falter then. Mind you, we haven't put any upgrades into any of their defense, so they essentially are all just glass cannons at this point. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the term glass cannon, but hopefully it should be pretty self-explanatory that, you know, cannon deals lots of damage, where if it's made of glass, it'll die easy. Although, to be honest, that's sort of one of my favourite playstyles in, like, MMORPGs and stuff like that. Or just RPG games in general. I kind of like the glass cannon build. High risk, high reward. It's like in, I think it was Guild Wars 2, Realm versus Realm. I used to play in Mesmer, and there was like a glass cannon build with that, and it was literally, I think one of the talents was literally called glass cannon. So yeah, it was just, you'd get in there, you'd annihilate a foe, but you'd die in seconds. Oh, it's been a long time since I played Guild Wars. Oh god, speaking of rabbit holes to go down, I've been watching, I found a YouTuber that I've never even heard of before the other day. It's called Any Austin, and he does the most random content I've ever seen on YouTube about video games. He goes around, like, fact-checking, like, the stop signs in Grand Theft Auto and, like, explaining how the hydroplanes of terrains work in video games and mapping out the topography of rivers to make sure that they all flow properly. It's strangely compelling and fun to watch. But he did one on Cyberpunk as well, which has been really good. I enjoyed that. But yeah, I highly recommend to go check his stuff out. He gets millions of views, so it's not like he needs the shout-outs, but yeah, Any Austin. It's just weird, man. It's just weird. It's questions that you wouldn't think about asking in games, but they do have answers. Like, he maps out the entire power grid of GTA 5 to see where it all connects up to and gets engineers to come in and comment on it and stuff like that. Ooh, actually, did I get the poll round for next round, just in case? I mean, just in case there is a next round? There might actually be here, because we're down to our last 2,000 now. As we learned last round, that doesn't actually mean too much. Right. Storm Boys, Meganumps, and Shooters. Look out, he's got a shooter. So, let's see, are they actually going to get penned in at the ramp this time? See, when you say they're getting surrounded, what the Orks say is they're getting Christmas early. Let's see how they're doing on this side, though, because these ones were in the more critical situation over here, certainly. This is a tough old pincer maneuver. And with the Orks being bunched up so tight here, there's not actually any room for the ones in the centre to retreat from. Oh yeah, the other thing I was going to say about the Dominus mod, it looks like they've been testing out a few Space Marines as well, so I think we are going to get Space Marines. It looks like loads of people are working on maps as well for that mod, so we're looking like we're going to get some really cool stuff on there, which I cannot wait for. What we're down to? The last 1,000. Okay. The side's actually holding out still. Quite nice. It's quite nice. But I think that is only until they get attacked in the rear. But when's that going to be? These guys are there. Something definitely has changed here. Look at that. With the addition of the extra 2,000 melee units, it looks like these guys have pushed out quite far now, which might be a problem for them, because that means more of them got trapped on the ramp this time. Yeah, so I think what happened here is, because they were able to push out further, when they've backed up into the ramp, whereas previously they were at the base of the ramp over here before they started getting pushed back, which meant that they went over that way. Of course, though, if you really want them to not go too far at all, just get loads of attack range and have them just sit up here firing off into the Horde forever. Interesting discrepancy we've got between the last fight and this one here. Here it is, the double pincer from the world of the rats. Well, honestly, I thought this round was going to be the GG here, but the Ratlings have pulled it out here. Right, I just need to be right back 2 seconds. So there's the poll. Let me get up the options here that you guys can look at. There we go. Right, I won't be a second. Let me get in nice and close here so we can see the final whistle. Right, back in a sec. Alright, sorry about that, I'm back. So, what was that? 70 upgrades this time. That's not bad. What are we thinking of putting them into? That is the question. See the shooter stats yet? There we go. Let me quickly hide the Vox channel. There we go. All is revealed, my friend. All is revealed. Ghost Hunted. The last time I watched Ghost Hunted was what I'd like to actually call the pioneering of live streaming, was Most Haunted. Don't know if any of you remember that program from back in the day. But yeah, they used to do live streams of that thing. And honestly, I think they were like part of the pioneers of modern day streaming. Like, it just sort of flew under the radar, but yeah, they do live streams on TV, which was just weird and unheard of for the time. Yeah, so it looks like we're going for the shooters here. Let's get their pole up and going. Right. Attack damage, attack speed, attack range, or plus 10 troops. Right, there we go. I don't think it was a producer who fed him fake information. It was one of the staff who worked at the place who fed him some fake information. They told him that an Indian used to live there named Creed Kafer, and Creed Kafer was just Derek Cora backwards. No, it was Derek Faker. That was it. Derek Faker backwards. Oh yeah, Ed, there was that bald guy on it named Stuart. The amount of times he was caught on camera throwing things and then acting scared was ridiculous. Oh my god, what is this poll? 31, 21, 24, 24. Oh, definitely Ed. I'm getting a spirit coming through. Clary. Clary loves Dick. Clary loves Dick. The greatest thing ever. Wow, the indecisiveness of this has been almost amazing. This has just swung violently. Right, we're going to end this poll now. Let's see what we go for. Hey, Ling! I saw your message, by the way. I'm so sorry. Oh, okay. Attack range. Right. Nice. So, attack range is plus 70, which will take us up to 220. Let me just get the poll ready for the next round. Choppers, Storm Boys, and Meganobs. Let's get the Guard Fox back up. Right. They are on guard currently. All units are on guard. Oh my god. Yeah, the entire Orc army is currently set to guard mode. Oh, these guys are a little bit too close. We might need to move these back a bit. I'm wondering if a few of them are getting lost at the front there. This will be interesting to see what happens now with their attack range. An extra 70 meters is quite the range there. I mean, yeah. Oh my god. That is some really suspicious orky behavior here. How do you think the Inquisition had handled this? Well, I mean, what would they do? Right, despite the range though, they're still wanting to push down here. Turning shooters into fire warriors. I mean, yeah, I guess we kind of are here. We're just shy of the fire warriors. I think have a range of like 300, so. Vox chat is missing. Oh no, people have to start typing in the chat again for it to start producing the messages. It's because since I turned it back on, no one had typed anything. Yeah, I think Exterminatus probably would be the only course of action here. Hey, Penguin. Here we go, look, we're still getting way more now who are actually staying on the lip here. I think the problem is when the melee here pushes over the lip, these guys are forced to come forward because they've got nothing left to shoot at. Might be an interesting idea, just put all the melee on hold. If we put all the melee on hold, I don't know. They're not going to be as effective in melee combat, granted, but it would force all the rats to come up the ramp instead. In fact, I think that'd just kill the enemy if I'm honest, because that means all the Dakar would be at the top and able to just level its firepower down into everything. If we win this, I want to try that out, see what happens. No, the shooters are the only ones you don't put on hold. You keep them on guard mode still. Just put all the melee troops on hold. Because that way, they'll be able to move around this area and then still run off backwards down the causeway. That's the plan. So all the melee, if you stick them on hold, will keep all the shooters locked into that area until the enemy get close, at which point they'll be able to run off back down the causeway. But that Dakar sure is deadly, man. Hey, Dave certified. Yeah, definitely got a glass cannon effect here on our melee. That combat line gets worn down really quick. Granted though, there is only a few, like, thousand of them realistically. And they are against an insane... Look at the... I mean, this almost looks like they're broken. Because how fast they're wobbling here now. I mean, they are broken in the sense that we've completely unbalanced the game. But that's just part of the fun. Trust us, we're all surprised the SKAVEN are still standing here. Somehow they've managed to eke out 2 rounds out of us. It's amazing, I don't know how they've done it, but they have. Hey, a wild Harry has appeared. So look, yeah, we're definitely not in the horrible pincer maneuver that we were before, which means that this might be the GG wave then. Is that what it means? Hey, Raz. Yeah, Preston. I don't know what happened in that last round, but it wasn't as good as this one. You think this one's it? It could well be. Especially as our last stand troops that were holding out last time, looks like a good chunk of them are heading for this wall again, which is where they were more successful last time. God, look at all this though. What the heck? That's still a massive amount of reinforcements coming in. Almost looks like a cat or a mouse. Look like the 2 blobs of bodies there are like eyes. We've got a nose here in the center, and these are like 2 ears either side. I don't know. It looks like a really sad, depressed koala bear, or I don't know, or a deformed cat. It's a rat. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a rat. Looks like Stitch. Actually, you know what? You're right. That's exactly what it looks like. It looks a little bit like Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. That is bob on. Stitch if he did drugs and was from Chicago. Oh, not the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Jesus. The amount of times I have to listen to that because of the 3-year-old. The Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Come along and play with me. And every song is the same tune, just with the words changed. Hot dog, diggity dog, hot dog, diggity dog. Oh, God. It's enough to drive you insane. There's no way Disney are going to sue me for likeness with my awful singing voice. Jeez. It might be for defamation or something like that. I don't know. And you know what the worst thing about them is the songs get stuck in your head. And then when they're not on anymore and the kids are all asleep, you find yourself sat there at 2 o'clock in the morning making yourself a cup of coffee, going, singing it under your breath. It's awful. Oh, oh, I see what you mean. You're on about the Lilo and Stitch body that we made. Well, the ears are gone now. It's still got an insane sadness to its eyes. Looks like it's been smoking too much devil's lettuce the more you zoom in. Mickey juice. That's something very different in the UK. You used to get that a lot in the clubs in the 70s. In the 80s, Mickey juice. Oh, Neil, don't even start with that. I know a song that'll get on your nerves. Oh man, look at this lovely little goo lake that we're getting under here. Whole children's programming is just crap nowadays. You're right, take us back to the 70s and 80s where it was just a bunch of people who'd freshly taken LSD. The good old days. Where half of them were something-ophiles. The good old days. Not even backed up to the wall yet. I know, and there's only 300,000 left. It might be GG here. Be the magic roundabout. Oh no, there was a lot more than the magic roundabout. Bill and Ben, the flower pot men. You're telling me that's not an acid fever dream? Bob Ross, I mean. And then, in the 90s, you had people like Neil Buchanan, who were nothing but, you know, he liked the devil's dandruff. Oh God, where's the other flank gone? The other flank's just disappeared completely now. Oh no, the other flank's up here. The remaining of it is still at the top. The flumps, yeah. What was it? The ones that were on the moon. Zippy and whatever the name was. I forgot them. But yeah, you know. It was all fever dreams in the early days. Now it's just annoying. now it's annoying and corporate. See, I think the 90s was probably the best for children's entertainment. I think the 90s hit the sweet spot. The clangers, thank you, Andy, that's what it was. That's what I was thinking of, the one on the moon. When I was growing up, it was all Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! But to be fair, as I started growing up, video games became a lot more prevalent. But we also had things like Ed, Edd and Eddy, Cow and Chicken, Starship Troopers, somehow. I don't know if anyone remembers that. There was an animated children's TV show of Starship Troopers that was CGI. It was all CGI and they'd go around killing bugs and firing thermonuclear weapons at 8 o'clock in the morning. It was fantastic. The 90s had great music as well, you're damn right. There was a lot of clubland bangers back in the day. A lot of good club music, and I'm not normally a fan of like any club music, especially like modern day club music and stuff like that, but I don't know, the stuff from the 90s, that was really good. What is it? Stuff like Rhythm is a Dancer and all that kind of stuff. Which was done by Corona, which I always thought was odd. Oh God. So, as we've only got 900 left, oh God, it's all crashed. I need to refresh the page. 2 seconds. Grab that. Hopefully we're still live. We should be. YouTube. Studio. Live streaming. Live streams. There we go. We're back. Watch human traffic. Neil. Neil. You're talking like I already haven't. Featuring an extremely, extremely young Danny Dyer. Moth? Is that you, Moth? Reality? Is that you, Reality? I don't know where the fuck I am. Moth, where have you been? One of my favourite lines ever comes from that movie, and it was, reach for the lasers, safe as fuck. Absolutely, I don't know why I love that. Reach for the lasers, safe as fuck. Yeah, lots of stuff from the 90s was really good, and it's not even looking back at it with rose-tinted goggles. It was just genuinely better, much better than now, which is a sad state of affairs. It feels like the 90s were better than anything that happened after, say, 2010 onwards. Early 2000 to 2010 again, probably a bit of a golden age. We had a period of 20 years there that were really perfect. They were really good when you look back on them now. But the crap that we have to deal with today, the 90s to 2010 were absolutely, well, you know, besides the obvious main tragedy that happened in America, you know, there were some good years. It's just when everything went down, Voss. The economy started going downhill, people started losing jobs. Lack of wage growth, stagnation, the housing markets went stupid so people couldn't buy houses anymore. You know, the entire world went stupid after 2010. On a split. Na 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 na. God. I don't know why, but the Lighthouse people have also just struck into my head as well. Which is strange, because that used to be like a children's TV program, but all I think of now is Willem Dafoe. Holy crap, Pompous, if you're thinking about what I think you're thinking about, which is something I can't really say on here. Of course, also, as well, during the 90s was peak Tom and Jerry, we all know this. Yeah, this looks like it's GG here. These last 900 orcs have clung on by tooth, nail, snout, and oddly shaped nose ring. I don't know why the orcs do that. The whole nose ring thing. It makes them look like bovine. I can never remember which one's which. I always get them confused. Like, the Scary Movie, is that the piss take one? I always like the one where he cut off the cheerleader's head and she's still talking a load of shit to him, and he just puts the head in the bin while it's still yapping. Well, where are the rest of the rats then? Are you telling me that all of them... Oh, they're all up on here, that's why. A lot of them are stuck up on the side. Okay. They're filtering on through. Oh, is that new Naked Gun movie actually out now then? Is it that the one with Liam Neeson in? God. Fig Jam there, referencing Slim Shady. I didn't think that'd be your cup of tea. This is where we find out that Fig Jam's massively into gangster rap. He's secretly been a member of the Bloods his entire life. Did he think? I didn't know that. You know what, I've got to say, I've never been a massive fan of rap music at all, but I actually quite like Eminem. Just look at these little rat piles that we've made here now. They just don't stand it. This is just a slow degradation of the SKAVEN forces here. I can't even... It's really hard to see any of the SKAVEN actually coming in at the moment. Because the rat bodies are just piled up that much. Look at that, though. That's it. Go on, lads. Make your way over, all your dead fellow ratlings here. Brittany had a good time on this map. She certainly did. I mean, look at this one here. If that's not an ode to Brittany, I don't know what is. And look, even little Timmy in the end got his own little dedicated pool with its very own little reeds here. Look at that. Picturesque. Oh my god, look at this one. What the heck? Oh, that is really deep, actually. I like that one. That actually looks really scenic as well. Let's just take off the... Sorry, we're taking off all the other stuff for a minute. Just look at that. That's so picturesque. That looks really nice. I love when it all becomes little swamplands like this, where there's just bodies in between it all. Oh, damn. These are all plague rats here. Look at this, they literally made a dam out of the bodies. That's so cool. An actual literal dam made out of bodies. Oh look, that's actually kind of deep as well. And we started to fill in this area, but nowhere near enough got put in, sadly. This side's looking kind of nice as well. Hey, look at that. That's a kind of a nice one as well. The grass gently swaying just above the surface. An orc snout popping through the surface of the lake. Oh, God. What's it like on the other side? Did we... No, we didn't get much. But you can actually see how far the orc army pushed out here now, though. Look at that. That's actually kind of... Oh, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. We have attained victory here today. But I haven't finished looking at the battlefield here yet, so... Look at all this by the end of it as well. That's a really nice swampland here. That looks really nice. Okay, so... Rat casserole. Oh, God, could you imagine how gamey that would taste? Right, let's just have a little wiggle here. I just want to see what something's like. Where is it? So, there's two that we could possibly do it on here. But we might only have time for one. Where has it gone? Where is it? Where? Have I not got it in the... What? Okay, I've just confused myself. 2 seconds here. Am I just not seeing it? Valley there. God. Yeah, I was just being an idiot. Ignore me. Right. Let me just spin these around quickly. This. Let's just make this, you know. Grab these. Sorry guys, I want to test some out before we wrap up here today. Okay. Choppers, yeah, okay. Shooters, there we are. Stick them in a 4-line. But I want them on the second wall here. Get these guys, put them down the front, get these guys at the back. Hopefully this will work out how I want it to. Right. Hopefully this will work. Oh no, hang on. Bring that one down here. That one goes... wrong way. That one, I'm only doing this roughly, so... Let's see what happens. Jesus, man. Thank you for that, Atariel. Thank you for that £2 flashbang to my eyeballs. Focusing real hard now, right? Yeah, I was until that came along. That actually caught me off guard. Right. Oh my god. Look at the size of the orcs compared to the walls. Oh, this should be interesting. This should be real interesting. Wonder what happens here. That was so evil. I literally did it while I was staring and squinting at the screen. Because I'm still sat in the dark. There we go, that's what I was hoping for. The insane volleys as the rats get filtered through the ziggurats here. Jesus Christ! Thank you, Preston, coming in there with the $10. And that horrible, horrible yellow colour. One for the stream, but thank you, Preston. Very much appreciated. Slow-mo it. Let's have a look what it's like in slow-mo.
The power of a small sun, yes!
So, like I said, this is going to be interesting to see what happens here, because the SKAVEN have got plenty of flanking opportunities. I like how they throw their heads up in the air when they get shot. Jesus Christ, man. Oh, that turquoise as well. That's still a different colour from Materials. They're all horrific colours. Why does YouTube make them all fluorescent colours? That's absolutely insane. But thank you, Ed, there, coming in with the 5 British pounds. One more for the cataracts. Thank you. I'm going to have to save all this money so I can get laser eye surgery by the end of it. They throw their hands in the air like they just don't care. Indeed they do. They whip their hair back and forth, they whip their hair. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, yeah. You know what? You know sometimes when you wish you'd never mentioned something? Thank you, by the way, Gordo. Thank you for searing my eyeballs. One for the call. Oh no, they're all on my screen now. It is so bright. Like, are they not really horrifically bright for you guys too? Surely they must look as horribly bright for you as they do for me. The problem I have is that I've got a window on here for the viewer activity where it shows up donations and things like that. So they just sit on my screen permanently. Like just permanent flashbangs now on my screen. Melee haven't even been activated yet. Yeah, the Orky Dakker's just sort of having a bit of a field day here, isn't it? Turn the lights on solves the issue. No, it doesn't. Already told you. It's a psychological thing. I can't turn the lights on until it starts getting cold again. The light bulb produces heat, guys. The room is already like 30 degrees still, even now. Because I've got this computer on it, it's absolutely boiling hot in here. So turning the light bulb on is definitely a no-no, because that's an extra source of heat. Kill counter, let's have a look here. Not surprisingly a few amounts. We're only just coming up to 200,000. There's a lot of rat out there. There's a hell of a lot of rat out there. Oh my god. So this time, yeah. Ice cream allows the lights to be on. It also gets your foot removed after too much of it. The patient's gone into diabetic shock. What was the problem? He needed to turn the lights on. Or maybe I just like sitting in the dark, guys. Maybe I just like sitting in the dark. I am vampire. Melee have activated now. Yeah, they have. The boys are coming storming forward to, I don't know, make a defensive line, I guess. I am a mushroom. You're right there, mate. You're right there, mates. I don't leave the house for months on an end. I sit in the dark. I'm an aging goth. Thanks. I'm calling with my precious hooves, Matt. You're right there, probably. Okay, so things so far haven't gone how I thought they might. I was hoping that the rats would storm forward and build up all the corpses on the ramparts, but this is interesting. There's still 2.5 million of them to go, but you know. Look at all these bodies actually building up on here as well from stray bullets. Kind of crazy that they haven't managed to take over the flank share yet. You know, you'd expect them to be using these entranceways a little bit more here. Yeah, the extra range on the shooters is probably helping out immensely at this point. But what happens when the melee line starts to collapse now, though? That'll be interesting to find out. Got the pole ready? What pole? We're just doing this for a laugh. I want to see what happens. You didn't get your points from that? You won, guys. It's over. There is no more points. Like I said, mainly we're doing this one. I wanted to see what would happen if we put our horde against on these rampart walls here. I wanted the corpses to start building up. But unfortunately, so far, the rats haven't even got close to the guns yet. Next map, yeah, we can either do this one or the crag, the other map that I'm working on for the next campaign. Actually, that's one thing that I can do here now. Hang on, 2 seconds. So, ladies and gents, there's about to be a poll that goes up here in a second. You get to vote on what kind of campaign we're going to be doing next weekend. Do you want to do a normal campaign, or would you like to do another one of these RPG hero-style campaigns? So the normal campaigns will be just building your armies like we used to do previously, adding on units, building up larger forces, etc, etc. And obviously this one that we're doing now, this is the RPG style. Looks like the rattlings are starting to gain control here of the flanks, which might start diverting some of that firepower from the central lines, which might mean that these guys can start finally crawling forward. So it looks like a lot of the gunners is also broken up into these smaller groups as well now, which is actually probably a little bit of a good thing, because it seems like a bunch of melee troops are also stuck in between them. Oh, I thought then that was a bunch of corpses that had built up between the walls, but no, it's the actual ramp here. Yeah, look, you can really starting to see that firepower getting diverted. Jesus, look at all the rats that we've already piled up here, though, in this one part. That's a lot. But there's still over 2 million rattage remaining. Okay, now they're starting to bring them forces around. I was wondering why they weren't using this top access point. But yeah, it looks like they're actually starting to use that now. Just these little groups of orcs that we've got all over the place. Little Timmy Pool near cigarettes. Oh yeah, look at that. Jesus. Oh, it's not... Ah, no, it's not deep, yeah. But that might get there pretty quickly, because the goo's got nowhere to go there. God, look at that. It's all starting to flow down here. A way to blend the two types. Yeah, I think the only problem there comes to balancing. You see, because the only way I can balance that is by adding either in big, heavy units, which means that the start of the campaign is extremely slow. That's the only problem. The more powerful you guys are, the harder it becomes to balance overall. As like I said, say if the upgrades that you can get are absolutely ridiculous, like every single upgrade of the 4 upgrades you can buy is stupendously overpowered. Well, for that to make sense, I would have to make the starting horde tremendously overpowered also, which would mean that the first few rounds that you do, you're going to get nothing, and it's going to be a grind fest until we do get them stupendously, you know, high numbers. So I have to find some sort of, Jesus Christ, man. I have to, I have to find some sort of happy middle ground between the two, where there's a decent amount of firepower, and a decently hard, challenging horde. Thank you, Gordo. Gordo? Thank you, Preston, sorry. Sorry, it's because on my screen now I was reading the one above yours. Sorry, apologise for that, Preston. Oh, thank you for the $5 there. And the flashbang. Let's do Goatman versus Krog. No, God. I think everyone's had enough of... Oh, I don't even want to say it. Just, yeah. If you're interested, go find it. I ain't telling you about it. God. A wheel spin campaign. You see, I have been thinking about something like that. Fig Jam. But how I want to do it, I don't know if it'd be fun. Because what I'd want to do is, say, put down 10 to 20 units on the wheel, all with their own costs, right? And then at the start of every round, we spin the wheel 4 times, and it'll select 4 units for you. And they're the units that you can buy for that round. Now, obviously, I wouldn't be able to do that with the RPG style, because I'm, quite frankly, not going to do 20 sets of stats with 4 stats for each unit. So that would be more like a standard campaign, but you wouldn't be able to just get whatever unit you'd wanted. Whatever the units, the units for each round would be sort of somewhat randomized. Like that idea a lot. Yeah, it could be interesting. It could also be extremely... Oh my god, look at this. We're about to fill in this entire area with blood soon, guys. Keep an eye on that. Right. How are we actually doing here? We're 1.5 million, by the way. We're over halfway through the rat army here. The fact that there's still melee troops left alive is ridiculous. The bodies are starting to build up pretty heavily, though. I bet she is, Ed. There's a lot of corpses spread all over this battlefield. A hell of a lot. You're right, guys. We've basically turned the Orks into Tau. That's what we've done. We've turned the Orks into Tau. Now look at all these guys. The cheek of them. Bodybuilding, yeah, that's definitely what's happening here, Fig. The corpse starch is flowing nicely. Although I wouldn't recommend eating any of the rat corpses, to be honest. Don't let the ethereal see me say that. I mean, I still think the Orc DAC is going to win here. As long as these flanks hold, the Orc DAC will win, I think. Handedly win. Oh, look at this, we filled it in. We've filled in the basin. The entire area is now a gulag. It's a shame it just can't render it all at once. That's one thing I really dislike about this game, is the render distance for the blood. Look at that. We know there's blood across this entire area here, but I can't see it all, and I think that's really sad. It's unfortunate. We've just got a solid defensive Dakar. I mean, this centre group here has just been... Look at the firepower it alone is pumping out here. Just this one group here is ridiculously overpowered. So, let's go have a look here then. Who won the poll? Next campaign is going to be an RPG style campaign. Righto, no worries. Well, it seems pretty 50-50 almost on there. 62%. Oh, 2 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Just need to be right back. Won't be a second. I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. So we're coming up with new names for RPGs now, is that what we're doing? Sticking to the RPG and replacing them. Right, okay. Rear Poop Grabber. There we go, that's what mine stands for. The Rear Poop Grabber. You don't want to know what it fires. Oh, Gordo, you almost had that right. I think, no, I'm not going to say that joke. Oh, it could stand for real peelable G's. Like cheese spelt with a G. Rear Pinky Gerbil. What's it called, Mr. Slave? I'd just end up drowning the Orks at this rate. Hey, Andreas. Little pesty rats. Rocketing Pinky Gerbil. Yeah, I think it might be a GG for this round as well. You know, despite having the numbers, they just haven't pushed them into the flanks. They all got cut down. Although, look at the lake we've created. Is that not a beaut? That's an absolute beaut. No, Ed, I don't think you should use the word rocketed. You should take out that C and K and just put a T in there. And an E. Take out the O. I don't think I can say that word on YouTube. Although, technically, it is part of a... it's part, oh, what you call them? Part of a truck. Trucks have them. And I think it's to do with the braking system, and they're called retarders. But I can't remember 100%. See, I think now I'll get past the YouTube bot because I was talking about lorries. Trucks. All trucks have retarders. Lorries, yeah, I know you don't call them that over there. Lorries, L-O-R-R-Y-S. Lorry, like a truck. Yeah, Harry, it's just, I think I have to say it in the right context for the YouTube bot not to go, that's a bit of a no-no word. So, by putting it in the context of trucks, and trucks have, do have the retarder on them. Yeah, it's got it, lorry. I don't know if that's actually used in Europe or not. But yeah, it's what we call a truck. Sorry, a semi. Oh, Gordo, I have to dance around so many things. It's like if I mention about doing oneself in, I have to specify in-game. Otherwise, YouTube can say it's harmful. Yeah, you gotta dance around it. You gotta play the game. As long as it's got correct context, the YouTube bot don't give a crap. That's what I've learned. As long as it's got context. The Orks are getting their ankles wet at the moment, though. Jesus Christ, look at this! Look how big this is now. The shooters might start drowning. Yeah, I mean, it looks like the rats have already beat them to it. That's an insane sight to see. God, we're coming down to 360,000 rats left. I can't believe they've actually, no pun intended, chewed their way through this entire horde. They don't even have a flank going anymore. Like, look at this, they're not even using this flank. All these poor rats, sacrificed for nothing. Well, no, I guess they've become a firing platform for the Orks. SKAVEN on the jungle map would be good. I tell you who's good on the jungle map, the Tyranids. Oh my god. That used to be one of my favourite ones. But yeah, sadly the Tyranids never ever work for me when it comes to recording a video. It's really annoying. Because they're definitely one of my favourite horde enemies to go against. So much fun. But hey, hopefully with the Gates of Hell mod, hopefully we get Tyranids in there. I know there's assets for Tau and Necrons in there, so they may be added to it, which would be, quite frankly, freaking insane if we got Necrons in Gates of Hell. Can you imagine that? Hey Dave, that happens to me all the time. The page crashes on you. Oh yeah, you can make massive maps on Gates of Hell. It's just whether your computer can handle it. And whether you can be bothered to fill in all that map. But I think you can... Oh, don't quote me on this, but I think you can go up to a 600 by 600, which is pretty big for Gates of Hell. Sir Jellybean. Where have I heard that name before? Sir Jellybean. I've heard that name somewhere before. I think he was in the Discord for the Indomitus mod, actually. Any more Dawn of the Dead mod coming? You know what, Ed? It's really unfortunate that I found the Dawn of the Dead mod, and then 2 weeks later I found the 40k mod. So yeah, the Dawn of the Dead mod did kind of get completely overshadowed, because I was like, oh, it's Warhammer in Gates of Hell. So yeah, I was kind of excited for it, but I may circle back at some point and do a Gates Dawn of the Dead mod, because there was a jungle map that I started building that I wanted to do with the zombies that I thought would be good, because it would be Vietnam versus the Dawn of the Dead zombies, and I thought that could be a lot of fun. Hey, Gene! Jesus, Vic. Was it a French dawn? Just out of interest, anyone outside of the UK, did you ever get absolutely fabulous? Like, you guys from Australia, what about some of you Germans out there? I know there's quite a few Germans who watch this. But did you guys get, like, absolutely fabulous back in the day? Just curious. I think it's like Bottom or the young ones. Really? See, it always surprises me that these kind of things make it outside of the UK. Because I guess UK TV programming's not like the most world-renowned. But yeah, the comedy section's normally the stuff that gets out from the UK. Abfab aired on Comedy Central in the US. Same with the young ones, really? We used to have a UK version of Comedy Central, but all it ever played was 2.5 Men and Everyone Loves Raymond, just on repeat. The young ones were big. Yeah. I do like the young ones. Don't get me wrong, I liked Everyone Loves Raymond the first time I watched it. Never got into Seinfeld or anything like that. I never got that. I don't understand why people found that funny myself. Red Dwarf, now, yeah, that is just like an all-time classic for me. One of my absolute favourite comedies of all time. Big Bang Theory all the way. See, to me, that Big Bang Theory is a Marmite program. A lot of people either love it or hate it. There doesn't seem to be any in between with that. One thing I will always say, though, is that I think when America tries to do a British comedy, a lot of the time they fail in doing so. But I think one of the times that they truly did succeed, and where I think it actually exceeded the UK's version, was The Office. I think the US Office was far superior to the UK version of The Office. Don't get me wrong, I think Ricky Gervais is funny and all that lot, but The US office was just on another level. That was so much funnier than the British version. Yeah, the it crowd and in-betweeners. The in-betweeners especially appear to be quite big in America. Again, that was something I never got into myself. You hate Ricky Gervais? Why would you hate Ricky Gervais? What is there to hate? QI was such a good program. I used to love that back in the day. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we got our answer here. I even increased the amount of rats by 2 million, by the way. There was an extra 2 million rats on the field here. Let's just go have a look at... Oh, we still didn't get quite deep enough here, but look at that. It's now deep enough that it's forced to render in the entire lake. Look at that. Let's just scout around. Scout around this battlefield. Yeah, QI is probably still going, yeah. I think, is it Sandy Toxvig took over? To be fair, she's quite a good replacement for Stephen Fry. But yeah, look at this. I love this part of the wall in particular. I think that just looks brutal as all heck. Just the fact that we've managed to homogenize all three walls with one snaking trail of corpses. Because if you look at it, it goes like this. Snakes round like that, and then down here. And then back down onto this. And then it just joins into this. The Himalayas of the SKAVEN Horde. Oh my god. But ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be wrapping up here for today. Oh, that was a lot of fun. We finally completed the Orky campaign here. We'll be back next week with a fresh, brand new RPG-style campaign. We may even have a few twists thrown into the mix, but we'll have to wait and see. Until next weekend, ladies and gentlemen. But, as always, you lovely internet sausages, I do hope you had a blast, because I know I did. A massive, massive shout-out to all of you channel members. You guys are so freaking awesome. I can't thank you enough. Thank you for everyone who supports the streams, donates. You know, I just appreciate it, and like I said, I can't thank you enough. Massive shout out to the moderators here for keeping the chat running nice and smooth. You guys are absolutely freaking awesome. Thank you again. And of course, a massive shout out to everyone who watches the VODs and all you subscribers out there. But until next time, you lovely little internet sausages. Peace.